Is Neymar a failure? It's a bold question and one that sparks a lot of debate. But in this video, we're not just asking the question, we're answering it. Neymar is one of the most talked about footballers in the world. He's thrilled fans with his incredible skills. But has his career truly lived up to the massive expectations placed on him? Today, we're going to break down Neymar's career and figure out if he's really fallen short of greatness or if he's just been unlucky. Let's go back to the start. Neymar burst onto the scene as a teenager at Santos, a club famous for producing legends like Pelé. He was hailed as Brazil's next great hope, the player who would lead his country to World Cup glory. By 2010, when he was only 18, people were already calling him the next Pelé. The pressure was huge, and Neymar seemed to embrace it. But fast forward to today, Neymar is 31 years old. He's won a lot of titles, sure, but none of the biggest ones people expected from him. No Ballon d'Or, no World Cup, and only one Champions League title from his time at Barcelona. With all that in mind, it's fair to ask, did Neymar reach the level we all thought he would? Let's talk about his time at Barcelona first. Neymar was part of the famous MSN trio, alongside Messi and Suarez. That trio was unstoppable, winning the Champions League in 2015 and delivering some of the most exciting football fans had ever seen. But even though Neymar was brilliant, he was always in Messi's shadow. Many believe that's why he left Barcelona for PSG in 2017 to step out on his own and finally prove he could be the best player in the world. But here's where things got tricky. Neymar's move to PSG, meant to establish him as the top player globally, didn't go as planned. Injuries hit hard. He missed crucial Champions League games, and PSG, despite their dominance in France, couldn't capture that elusive European trophy until recently. Neymar was supposed to be the player to bring PSG to the top of Europe, but it just didn't happen the way everyone expected. So, does that make Neymar a failure? Well, it depends on how you define success. If you measure it by Ballon d'Ors and World Cups, then yeah, maybe Neymar didn't reach the heights he could have. But let's not forget, he's still one of the most skilled players to ever play the game. His talent is undeniable, and he's brought joy to millions of fans around the world. The real issue, though, might be the timing. Neymar came up in an era dominated by two of the greatest players in history, Messi and Ronaldo. No matter how good Neymar was, he was always competing against two legends. And then there's the rise of younger players like Mbappe and Holland, who have shifted the spotlight away from Neymar as he enters the later stages of his career. We also have to talk about injuries. Neymar has struggled with fitness throughout his career. Every time it seemed like he was on the verge of achieving something big, injuries would set him back. It's frustrating because we all know how good he is when he's fully fit, but those moments have been too rare in recent years. At the end of the day, Neymar's story is complicated. He's not a failure in the sense that he's had an amazing career with incredible highlights. But compared to the sky-high expectations that were placed on him from such a young age, it's fair to say that Neymar didn't become the greatest player in the world like many thought he would. So, is Neymar a failure? The answer isn't black and white. He's had a successful career, but it's also been filled with what-ifs. What if he had stayed at Barcelona? What if he hadn't suffered so many injuries? What if he had played in a different era? We'll never know the answers to those questions. But one thing is for sure, Neymar's legacy will continue to be debated for years to come. Now that we've broken down his career, what do you think? Is Neymar a failure, or is he just a victim of bad luck and timing? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos like this.